to the fish store and fish market here in Miami on 19th and Flagler, Southwest 19th and West Flagler, where you can get, it's a fish market, and you get anything from the Florida lobster up through oysters, ostion frito, or langostino frito, or the snapper or whatever is going there, and it's always fresh because it's a fish market, and it's known throughout the world for just come and eat it. There's no tables, no chairs, stand up and eat.
Well, here we are. We're at the place is between 20th and 19th on West Flagler, and it's in a little corner of a little mall. You know, it doesn't have big signs outside it. Just a warning that Flagler seems to split, you know, somewhere above your 20th. So if you don't find it in 1952, it goes on to First Street. So we got lost and we had to go over to the next block, and that's where the Flagler was. But here's Joan walking in. As you can see, it's a fish market. It was probably at one time, before it became kind of famous, a real going fish market. But it's become just pretty much a stand-up fried place. I had heard a lot about it, so I figured let's go. We get some fried lobster and fried oysters and everything, and I'm a big fried food fan. I eat a lot of fried Florida seafood at the Crab Trap in Ellington, which I think is the best probably in the world, but I wanted to try this. I had heard rave reviews about it, and I like stand-up places, and I like where you can just come in and eat without a lot of fancy stuff. You see, you get a view of the parking lot, and everybody's in here chowing away, of all ages and persuasions. You know, it just keeps going and going. So Joan and I came in, we got our place at the counter, and we had a waiter come over. They were all over the place, and we ordered some of the snapper and lobster and all the rest of it here, and the shrimp. And we ordered the fried oysters and the fried lobster, and we ordered some of the grouper soup, and also a mai sandwich. I think that was the total part of it, and a couple of Cokes, and off we went, you know. Unfortunately, that really, outside of the mai sandwich, I wasn't too impressed by the fried lobsters or the fried oysters. They were nice and fresh, which is one thing you can be assured of, but they were kind of tasteless, and the oysters were very small compared to what I'm used to over at the Crab Trap, which you can get by going to the best of Sarasota restaurants, you know. And the same with the lobster. It didn't really have any taste. It was nice and fresh, and that's guaranteed. The grouper soup, I thought that was a disaster. That I've grown used to the sopa de mariscos of the Mexicans, which is a much richer soup and has had a kind of fishy taste. It should have an ocean taste to it, you know. And although it's a favorite amongst the Cubans, I wasn't particularly impressed. The Cubans have never been big seafood guys, and I think this again kind of proves it in terms of the fried seafood. They're a land-bound culinary tradition, which is all centered around the pork, the national bird of Cuba, which nobody can beat them at. They're just simply the best. So all I can say is that it was fun, that we tried to eat the soup, but we couldn't get through it, that the food was absolutely fresh, the atmosphere is nice and refreshing, that in fact I would stick with the sandwiches, which were excellent, or I would go for the whole fried snapper, okay, the pescado entero frito, which is always good. That's a big favorite of mine in Mexico as well. So that's a report. It's a little sad. I wanted it to be a real glowing report, but